Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm still alive, and in today's video we are heading back to Michael's to check out their Iridescent Moon line. Yesterday we went to Michael's to check out their Dead Regency line, so if you missed that, I will leave the link in the description box below for you. And as per usual, I'm going to try not to talk too much in the intro, and we're just going to jump right into the walkthrough. Okay, this line, like the previous line that we checked out yesterday, the Dead Regency line, had plenty of wall decor pieces, and again, they would make for a really great wall gallery. There are many pieces from this line that you can mix and match with the Dead Regency line. I loved so many pieces in this line. However, I do love the Dead Regency line so much more than this one, just because this one has a lot of color and I'm not so much a person for color. I like black, I like darker jewel tones, and this one is very majestic, very galaxy colored, if that's a word I could use to describe it. Blues and purples, stardust, those kind of things. Like this, for instance, this wall decor piece would be great mixed and matched with the Dead Regency line wall decor. Okay, these rat pieces right here, I actually had plans to purchase these and I guess I forgot about them. My daughter was walking around helping out with my son and she had the cart, so I had meant to put them in the cart when she came back and I completely forgot about them. So I will have to go back at some point and get them. I just thought that they would work really well in my garden theme inside this year. So I do plan on purchasing those. And then they have this veiled lady. They had this last year. However, it was in a white color. I purchased the one from last year. However, I really love it in black. So I may have to paint mine black. Okay, I do have a question. This question just hit me out of nowhere, and it doesn't really have anything to do with this line in particular, but I was wondering, if you decorate inside and outside, or you just decorate inside, or you just decorate outside for Halloween. I'm really curious because for me personally, I love decorating both inside and outside, and I've noticed that a lot of YouTubers that I watch for Halloween season don't really decorate outside. They'll decorate inside, but I never really see any outdoor decor decorating videos. So I'm just curious if that's something that you do. Showing your house might also be a factor in people showing their decorations outside, so I always gotta keep that in mind. But I'm very curious, where do you decorate? Okay, these next two wall decor pieces are also pieces that I think would fit very well. They're very cohesive with the Dead Regency line, and again, they would work super well in a wall gallery. I'm obsessed with wall galleries, if you couldn't tell. I did think that this coffin shelf was very cool. It is something that you can hang on the wall, and it is metal. And then I also loved this hourglass. I loved the skulls inside. However, I kind of wish the skulls were facing the same side. One was facing in the opposite direction, which I thought was kind of weird. And then they have this wreath. Bear with me. This was very hard to show. There's a raven on it and then some skulls. I think it was supposed to be in the shape of the moon, but I'm not exactly positive. And then they have this cauldron that you can hang on the wall. It would look really cool with some little potion bottles. However, I don't feel like the bottom shelf on that cauldron is very functional. This is another piece they brought back from last year. However, I do believe the wording last year was white. I should know this because I purchased it, but I do believe it's white. Mine's in a box currently somewhere. I do have plans to eventually hang it up, but yeah, that was a repeat from last year. They did change it up a little bit. And then they have this taper candlestick holder in the shape of a cat. I thought that this was pretty cool. They have this cauldron decor. I thought maybe this was a candle. It is not. It's just a piece of decor, if you were curious, or if you thought it was a candle like I did. It's not. Okay, my next question is, do you prefer this line, the Iridescent Moon line, or do you prefer the last line that I showed you, the Dead Regency line? Also, if you did not see that video, I will link that down in the description box below for you. I do believe I mentioned that at the beginning of this video, but if you are interested, it will be linked down below. I did actually like this sign. It is a metal sign, however, I didn't really like the font at the top and at the bottom, so I passed on it. I did also like this, but I more so liked what it said rather than the actual piece itself. So if it was something that I could hang on the wall, maybe I would have purchased it. And then they have this little black cat photo frame, and then this raven. Again, these are pieces that would mix so well with the other line. I really like that you can mix and match the pieces this year. They're more cohesive with each other, rather than the two lines they had last year, because last year was a lot of white and beige colored items. That is for one of the lines, and then the other line was more of a dark gothic aesthetic, so they just wouldn't pair well together. Now, this canvas of the witch and the one previous to this, they both light up. I thought that was very cool. I do actually really like these pieces, but again, they're just not my style. However, I do really appreciate them. I do find them very pretty. And then here we have another taper candle holder. I really liked the taper candle holders in this line. I feel like they're very simple, but they could really add something to a small space. Okay, now I did really like this raven and I thought about purchasing it. However, it's foam and I just couldn't bring myself to do that. I could not purchase, I do not like foam items. I'm very deterred by them. So I did leave both of those behind. I specifically really liked the first one. And if I'm remembering correctly, I feel like I remember seeing these before and they were way more expensive previously. I feel like they were like maybe $20 something before, and now the bigger one, it said it was $12.99, plus it was 30% off. So I'm not sure what happened there, but I feel like in previous years they were way more expensive. If you made it this far into the video, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support. I truly appreciate it. Also, I really appreciate it if you've already seen this stuff in store and you still decided to watch this video anyways, because I do know I am late on posting this walkthrough. For some reason, my store, anytime I went in there to check, they didn't have anything out. Everything was put out, like, I feel like 2 or 3 weeks later than everyone else. So I did actually contemplate putting this video up at all, but I decided to go ahead and do it anyways. And I also, really quickly, now that we're on this photo frame right here, it's got like a meshy material on the front and then there's glass behind it, so it's creating like a little reflection, and it was very hard to record. Sorry, I got a little bit distracted, but I did want to mention that really quickly. This again is another repeat from last year. However, it was white last year. This year it's black with, it looks like a little bit of a bronze on it. Okay, back to talking about the line in itself. I wanted to ask you guys if there's anything in this line that you plan on purchasing. Is there anything that you absolutely loved? Maybe there's a couple of items that you missed out last year that you want to get this year. I would love to know in the comments down below. Okay, this coffin table decor right here, I tried getting the best visual I could. The coffin in the middle is slightly raised up and there is some purple fabric in the background. Again, I tried my best to get a visual, but sometimes it's really hard to show you certain items. Now, this skeleton couple looked a little awkward to me, and I think it's because his legs are crossed. I don't know, how do you guys feel about this? I also don't know how I feel about these skeletons' skulls. I don't think I'm a fan of them. Yeah, I don't think I'm a fan at all. I think they actually kind of look a little cartoony. And it's not even just the shape, it's also the fact that they look cartoony. Anyways, they also have this candelabra. I do believe they had this last year. Okay, so this skeleton with the black cat I thought was very cool, and then I also thought that this skeleton with the dog was also very cool, and I think that these would look really cool underneath a black light. Again, not really my style, but I can definitely appreciate them. And then finally, we have another lamp. We have this skeleton torso, and this is $39.99, and again, it was 30% off. Alright, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I do have another HomeGoods and TJ Maxx combined walkthrough coming, so if that's something that interests you, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the like button, and I hope to see you guys all next time. Bye!